can do it for the culture. Now that we aware of revolutionary wisdom, use it when you're older. Metamorph a mind, do it all the time, standing on divine shoulders. Living for the non-motion, positive energy waves. Spirituality here for humanity, fuck what the enemy say. Motivated in heavenly ways. You know Babylon petty these days. As a messenger, gotta be brave.
Needs to drop that new. I'm fiending for it.
Power to empower people should just be a regular thing. White supremacy, oppression. Find and overcome all that. Get a poverty, depression. Find and overcome all that. Any negative reflection. Find and overcome all that. Yeah, that. All that. White supremacy, oppression.
I'm gonna give y'all some music. I'll tell you what's up in a second. Things on my mind.
Give me love in the place I sit. I'm a king in the ring I get. More from the hieroglyphs. Uncle my eye, I'm fit. Never dealing with the feeling nonsense. Living in, I'm never giving in. When I'm dealing with the wickedness of men, gotta move like a smooth with the wind. Many times we lose, we win. Got no time for the losing sin. We pack the house, we great. In the name of Ra, we pray. Give me love in the room that's dark. Give me love from the root that's hard. Uncle my eye, we fit. Never dealing with the feeling nonsense. White supremacy, oppression. Find and overcome all that. Ghetto poverty, depression. Find and overcome all that. Any negative reflection. Find and overcome all that. Yeah, that. All that. White supremacy, oppression. Find and overcome all that. Ghetto poverty, depression. Find and overcome all that. Any negative reflection. Find and overcome all that.
What's up, y'all? Grand Rising. I appreciate y'all giving me y'all time and energy this morning. Won't hold you long, but I had some thoughts on my mind, and since I didn't go live last night, I felt like it was only right that I come through and give you some thoughts. Uncle Ma'at, Shannon, Sister. I actually have a few things on my mind, and hopefully it just flows. So I woke up this morning. I'm still a little tired from yesterday. I think I did a little bit too much. So my arm hurts a bit, but it's all good because even though my body might not be feeling just the best, my spirit is definitely high. I'm on point. So I have come to the conclusion that, there's so many issues in our community. There's several. And to be quite honest, we all can't tackle them all. You know what I'm saying? Whatever resonates with you, it's a lot of us. So we all need to tackle, these issues, and we can all collectively fix them. And the biggest thing that I tend to keep coming up with is childhood trauma. That seems to be the one thing that always resonates and always seems to be the catalyst, for the issues that I tend to speak about. So it has come to me that is the issue that I need to tackle. I've gone through, now I personally wouldn't call the things that I've went through as far as with my mom as trauma. When I think of trauma, and I could be wrong, but when I think of trauma, I think about molestation. I think about, being abused and, in a lot of ways, being malnourished. When I think about traumatic things or death, that's what I think about trauma. Me and my mom absolutely had issues, and it definitely molded my perspective on certain things and how, in some of the choices that I've made, but I did not have a traumatic childhood. I'm not going to claim that because I didn't. The majority of my childhood was well. I lived in the projects, but had never went out with food. I never had to eat mayonnaise sandwiches or sugar water. I've never eaten government cheese. I don't know what that shit tastes like. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely lived in the projects. I moved to my left rack. That's not really the projects, but it was the hood in some form of a fashion. But, I never wanted for anything. It was more so about having a certain amount of attention and then that attention being taken away, because she was trying to fulfill herself in other ways. And that did affect me, but I did not have a traumatic childhood. But there are people that I know that has. And to this day, as adults, it's affecting them. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason why they can't find, proper relationships. This is why they're having issues with their children, with their families, because, they have not dealt with those childhood issues. And I feel like that is the lane that I need to be in. Because if you don't fix, those issues, there is no unity. There is no us coming together. We can't do what it is that we say we're going to do if we don't fix these issues. You know what I'm saying? And, it's very imperative that we do. So I'm going to spend not to say that I'm going to talk only about childhood trauma, but that is the thing that I feel in my heart is what I need to tackle. I want to start a non-for-profit around this issue because we don't take this issue seriously, especially in our community. We have been taught to just brush, sweep stuff under the rug and get over things. We are all walking around, with PTSD. All of us. Stemming back from slavery. We have not gotten the proper help, the proper therapy for that. And I'm not talking about going to the people who actually put that on us. We need to heal ourselves from that. You know what I mean? Like, just think about it. When people come from tours and war, they automatically, say that that's what a person needs. They recommend that after going for a couple of years. And I've said this before. Just a year or two, a few tours, in the military. And that alone is enough, to fuck somebody up. So you mean to tell me that after 400 years, 4 or 5 generations of that type of behavior, that type of trauma, and we're just supposed to live and forget about that? That doesn't make any kind of sense. You're talking about generations of trauma, of post-traumatic stress, because that's what it is. The stress after something traumatic has happened to you. That's what that means. So something happened to our whole people, not just an individual, a few individuals that went somewhere. We're talking about a whole group of people that had something traumatic happen to them. And there were stresses that happened after the fact that wasn't sought about or checked on. And then you have these people walking around with PTSD, raising children and putting that into them. And then they're putting that into their, and so on and so forth. That has to be dealt with. And I feel like it is my job to do so. So I'm going to, spend my time researching and doing what it is I need to do and to come up with a way to fix this, because I can talk about unity all day. I can tell y'all, I can give y'all great advice all day. But if your mind is not right and you can't comprehend that or compute that because of what you're dealing with emotionally, what my words of and anybody else's words is falling on deaf ears. And I tell y'all all the time, the whole point of having this platform is to be effective. I'm not just here talking. It needs to sink in. So I feel like that is, what I'm supposed to do. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do my research, do what it is that I need. I want to start an LLC, a non-for-profit LLC to, do something about this. I don't know exactly where to start, keep it a buck. I don't know exactly how, I can convince grown people, to face stuff like this. That's where, that's going to be my challenge. It's different when people are, subjective to and want to learn and they want to be better. But a lot of people are just don't want to change. They have been functioning their whole lives off of their trauma, so they don't know how to live any way else. That's something else I'm learning. This is why I don't judge people, and I, try very hard to see everyone's side, because I know that I am blessed. Regardless of what I went through, I still have my right mind, and it's in me to want to be the best me. I have no issue with, understanding what my issues are. I'm very aware of myself and where I come from, why I think the way I do, why I do the things that I do. And it's my ultimate goal to just be my best self. That's what I truly want. And whatever changes I need to make, whatever it is I need to do to facilitate that, I'm willing to do. But most people aren't. Most people can't see past what they know. And I'm talking about grown people. The older you get, the more set in your ways you are. We are habitual creatures. So it's really hard. I mean, Frederick Douglass said it is really easy to raise, a boy than to reprogram a man. It's extremely hard to tell somebody the way they've been thinking and the way they've been moving through life their whole life is wrong. That's a hard thing to tell somebody, and it's not going to go over well because people see that as they're wrong. They don't see it as, they have been misguided or they have been misled. They see that as me, who I am, because our foundation, our morals and what we think, that's who we are. That's our core. So when you're telling somebody that their core has been wrong their whole life, they don't know what to do with that. And that's understandable. How are you going to tell a 40-year-old man that he don't know who he is? That's not going to work. Don't matter how right you are. It's not how that works. So I want to create a space and a place, where our men and our women are comfortable with getting to the nitty-gritty of these childhood traumas so we can flourish, because that's what this is all about. You know what I mean? We have to learn to love ourselves again. We need to find our value again that has been stripped from us. You know what I'm saying? So we need that back. And I want to do, and when I mean research for me is more than just reading, because when you read books, you're reading someone else's thoughts. That's what a book is. Books are other people's thoughts, other people's experiences, other people's perspective on a certain topic. I need my own perspective. I definitely have a few people, that I listen to, and any subject that I want to learn, I absolutely look to, the folks who have been there and done that. But I personally, I'm going to give because like, for instance, I've never written a book. I've never read a book on childhood trauma, but I know a lot about it because I'm around my whole family is a perfect example of walking PTSD. I have experienced that. I've seen what that has done to the people around me. You see what I mean? So I'm going to go off of that. I want to go and see in other communities and other people's families and how they have dealt with that, and how that's what true authors and people, that become experts in subjects, that's how they do that. They actually go and see and want to touch and feel and experience these things for themselves. And then they put them in books to share with you, to share with people who may not have the opportunity to go and see or go and experience the things that they have. That's the type of person that I want to be. That's what I want to do. I don't just want to, because at this very moment, in certain areas, I kind of regurgitate the things that I learn. I listen to Jamar Milton. I listen to Yurima Karama, Riza Islam, Tazara Path, all of these people, Pop Darby. I watch them and I listen to the things that they say, and I look on their platforms and I share all of their information, because they've done the research already. They have experienced these things and they're knowledgeable. This is why I want to align myself, with them, because they're going to help me and put me in the places that I need to get this information for myself. That is my ultimate goal. So at this moment, in certain things, like when we're talking about vaccines, Riza Islam has done extensive research on that. So I definitely share his information. I'm definitely going to purchase his book. He made a very good point the other night on a live, how, we can use social media is very important and it's very vital, but we don't control, social media. We don't control that. We don't control Facebook, Instagram, or any of these things. They can, deem that what you're saying, is against community policy, and it could shut your whole shit down. So we need to find other ways to get this information out. And yes, books are definitely it. But most black people don't read. We haven't been taught another part of that PTSD. We used to get our ass whooped for reading, and people think that, oh, that was not, but nah, that shit is still embedded into our DNA. Even me, I'm a very intellectual person, but if I'm not really engaged in that subject, I don't like reading. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't. I have to really, really, you know what I'm saying, be interested in that particular thing for me to go on and sit there, especially now. It's not one-arm friendly to read a book, whether y'all think so or not. It actually becomes a little difficult and annoying and distracting to have to hold your book. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it really is. You know what I'm saying? But again, when you truly want to know something, you're going to go by all means and all avenues to get the information that you need. So I want to be the person, you know what I'm saying, writing books. I want to go out there and I want to experience life, and I want to share that and encourage you guys to do the same. Because like I always tell you, don't believe anything that I say. You do your own research. Because again, I could be 1,000% right through my perspective. What goes on in your life may not be 100%. Maybe be 90. It might be 90% true for you, the type of lifestyle that you have. Everybody's different. This is why I implore you to always do your own research. If there's something that I say, or anybody for that matter says, and either you agree or disagree with it, you know what I mean? Look it up. Google. Read a book. Read a book on it. Whatever it is that you need to do, but do that. You know what I'm saying? I was going to say knowledge is power, but knowledge is not power. Applying the knowledge that you learn is where the power lies. But you have to want to go and seek, you know what I'm saying, that information. You're right, LeClutch, you know what I'm saying? That's dope. Like, cool, go back, you know what I'm saying? Do teach that, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? You got children, start writing children's books. Like, it always starts with our babies, and that's honestly the point. That's actually that's a great idea. I actually have a friend of mine who said that she wanted to start doing voiceovers so she can make children's book, audio children's books. That is super dope. We need to get our kids. We need to get them before they become adults. So that is an actual dope idea. Let's talk about it. We might could facilitate that. You know what I'm saying? That might be a service that can be given, you know what I'm saying, under this non-for-profit that I want to start. Like, I'm all for that. Anybody that got any ideas, like, we have to do this together. You know what I'm saying? So if you have any ideas, you know what I'm saying, because this is going to help your kids. This is going to be our children are our future. I tell y'all this all the time. You know what I'm saying? We ain't shit. It's them. Our parents used to say that to us. Like, you know what I'm saying? When we're old, they're the ones that's going to take over. And what is our next generation going to look like? We have to stop this PTSD because we are putting this on our kids because we don't want to learn and we don't want to change. Anita grew up in a library at home and still have one today. That's dope. They don't really have libraries, you know what I'm saying, anymore. And they always say, you know what I'm saying, if you want to tell the truth, if you want to know the truth, if you want to hide the truth, you put it in a book. Yeah, that's because they taught us not to do that. So since that's the case, we have to be creative. So my authors, if you out there and you write, I'm actually in the process of writing a book right now. It's not something that I'm used to. You know what I mean? I more so do this. I do it's easier for me to express myself verbally than it is to write it down or whatever. That's why, I text and instant message, but I prefer to video chat because I feel like, when you're typing and you really can't get the emotion behind it. A lot of things get misconstrued when you're doing texting and things of that nature because you really don't know the tone to go along with that. So this is why I like face-to-face things. That's why back in the days, the whole face-to-face and actually meeting up with people and all that was dope. You get to really get the feel of a person. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could be outright lying to you, be talking all types of shit, typing that, and you know what I'm saying? You would never know. So that's why I'm big on, that's why I'm a lot more comfortable, with talking face to face and being on video and things of that nature. But this is what I feel like my calling is. This is what I feel like I need, that needs to be done. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna figure out how to do it. So just for starters, you know, not so much, I don't want to use the word accountability, just standing in your square, understanding, you know what I'm saying, and really relishing in who you are and where you come from, and not looking at it as a negative. Everything that's ever happened to you is a lesson, and this is why we need to we need to train our minds. See, we see those traumas, we see those things as failures, as our fault or something negative. Because again, another thing that we do in Black community, you know, is always, we always have this image thing. You know, we have to always act a certain way because we don't want everyone else to think we're this. We don't want everyone else to think we're that. You know, no one can know that you're broke. So you have to wear all this flashy shit and act like you got this, that, and the third. You know, you always gotta fake the funk instead of being real with ourselves. We've had to fake our way through life instead of actually dealing with what is, and, you know what I'm saying, really pulling out our greatness, because we are great. The fact that you can be dealing with such trauma for centuries and we can actually be where we are today, that's monumentous. You know what I'm saying? But we don't see it that way. You know what I mean? That just goes to show just who the fuck we are. If we can go through that, no therapy, no help whatsoever, and still get here. So can you imagine if we had dealt and got the proper help that we needed? Can you imagine where we would be right now? So that's what I need us to focus on. You are not your trauma. You are not what happened to you. We have to stop taking the blame for things that happen to us. You don't get to control what happens to you as a child because you were a child. Now that you're an adult, now you have the power to make changes. And I think that's where the disconnect comes from, because you've survived all this time and now you feel like that's how life has to work. But it doesn't. That had to work in a space where you had no control. You didn't have control about where you lived, who you were around, what you ate, what you were taught. You didn't have any control over that. But once you become an adult, you get to move. You get to choose your friends. You get to choose whether you want to be around your family or not. You know what I'm saying? You get to choose your food. You get to choose what you read, what you educate yourself with. You make all of those choices. And it does not have to be based on, you know what I'm saying, on your defense mechanism, because that's all a lot of us are thriving off of. This is what we're living off of, our defense mechanism. And it no longer suits us as adults. It worked for you as a kid, but it's not working for you as an adult now, because this is a different climate, a different time, and you don't need to defend yourself in that manner anymore. So this is what I want. This is what I feel like. Like I said, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? If anybody out there has any ideas or whatever, I know what non-for-profits are for and what they're about, but I really don't know, you know, how they really work. So I'm going to figure that out. But if there is anybody, you know what I'm saying, that has ideas, because I want to have different programs, you know what I'm saying, to help, you know what I'm saying, to help different situations. So if anybody, you know, has any information, knowledge, background in that, you know what I'm saying, and want to help me tackle this problem, hit me up in my inbox, DM, on all my social media platforms. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to build because I want to do something. Things can be done, and I want something to be done. I don't want to just keep telling, you know what I'm saying, I want to create something where things can actually get done. Because again, I could talk till I'm blue in the face, but if things don't get done, we're going to stay right where we are. All right. I love y'all. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. Y'all are so sweet. All of the comments from yesterday. Yeah, I hope y'all took that message to heart as well about procrastinating, because it is definitely for the birds. I definitely still have to put away 2 loads of clothes because I was done last night. I just, fuck it. Yeah, so Physically, I'm not feeling the best today, but my spirits is high. Like I said, I, have my mission in mind, and I'm just waiting to, not even waiting. I'm just ready to get this together and to get this started because, we got to fix this. Y'all, so it's some beautiful people walking around this earth that don't know that they don't know, they're just hiding. All of their greatness is just hiding underneath that trauma. And if they could just let that shit go, you know what I mean? They don't understand just how life would be so much better. Like something really small, like the apartment I live in, the complex. The walls in here are extremely thin. I can hear everything. If my neighbors are on the in the breezeway outside my door, with all my doors closed in back here in my bedroom, I can hear their whole conversation. That's how thin these walls are. So early in the morning when people are getting up, going to work, bumping their horns, and people's dogs and whatnot is barking and shit and all that. I grew up in New York where it was a lot of noise, but I've been living in Georgia for about 16 years. So I'm kind of not used to that anymore. It is kind of annoying. You know what I mean? And the average person would be upset about that. Like, can y'all please, y'all not, what I'm saying? Y'all not, know other people are sleeping, like, just having consideration for other people and all that jazz. So, like, I know my neighbor be pissed off at me sometimes because she lives under me. I can't help that walking these floors and these walls and things, I know she be tight. My point of bringing that up is, instead of me being upset around the rest like everybody else, because the dog definitely woke me up this morning, but why trip about that? I do not have to get up early and go to and clock into nobody's job. There's no point in me being upset about a dog waking me up when I can go right back to sleep if I really felt like it. I have that privilege. You know what I'm saying? Like my neighbor, she just had a baby. Her baby absolutely cries every morning. And the way the apartments are set up, my apartment is exactly the same setup as hers. So my bedroom's her bathroom's my bathroom, and so on and so forth. Why am I going to get upset about that? I do live in Georgia, Oshun. I live in Macon, Georgia. And I'm saying, so instead of me allowing the little things that I can't control, you know what I'm saying? I just think about, well, like I said, I don't have to get up. I can go back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't have that privilege. She got to go to work. She just had a baby. And she definitely lives under me. So if she's home, if I'm like yesterday, if she was at home, there was no rest for her or her child. Because when I had to walk back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, I got one arm, people. I just did 6 loads of clothes. I can't just, walk back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might not be where I want to be. I might not have things the way that I want them, but I'm good. A lot of us don't think like that because we're so stressed, you know what I'm saying, about, what we got going on in life. We want simple comforts. And when we can't have our simple comforts because of all the bullshit that we deal with, you know what I'm saying, it agitates us. And what we don't get is that the more agitated you are with things that you think about most is what you manifest. So if you're always thinking about the things that annoy you, the things that bother you, they will always come. See what I mean? So this is why I really want to tackle this, even though that's not talking about childhood trauma, but it all kind of ties in together. Because again, yeah, you know what I'm saying, you're holding on to discomforts. You know what I'm saying? And you have it in your mind, in the forefront of your mind, that you don't want this. If you see it coming, you know what I'm saying, it automatically gets you upset because it's in the forefront of your mind. It's almost like you're expecting. If you expect bullshit, you're going to get bullshit. I tell some of my friends it's about their jobs all the time. I'm not trying to say that your job is not stressful, but if all you do is focus on the fact that it stresses you out, that's all it's going to do. You create your own reality in every situation. That's a very hard thing to comprehend, but it is a fact. This is why people can be in the same stressful situation, but look at it completely differently. Even with all of the, even with bullshit, because a friend of mine, she works at a job and they're very racist in certain ways. You know what I'm saying? Even though she's the best worker there because she's black, she doesn't get certain privileges. That's just what it is. That's a job that she has. It pays her well. She takes care of her kids and her family and all that jazz. So she can't leave that job. So I tell her all the time, since you have no choice but to be there, you're going to have to get creative, you know what I'm saying, on how you see yourself while you're there. Because if you don't, you're going to be stressed out every day. Every day. You cannot leave that job. You cannot change. You know how they say, if you don't like something, change it. Yeah, see, she's in a position where she's unable to change that. So now she has to change the way she sees it. That's how I got through losing my arm, guys. Did not want to lose my arm, but it's either I can't sew the shit back. It's gone. It's done for. You know what I'm saying? So I have to look at this differently. I had to. It's the same thing. And to be quite honest, a lot of that stems back from your childhood traumas. Again, you know what I'm saying? The things that you tolerate. You get into become an adult because you've been through so much, and as a child, you know what I'm saying? As an adult, you're tired. That's why people off themselves, because they've been fighting their whole lives. At least that's how they feel. They have been internally fighting. Some people have been physically, you know what I'm saying, fighting. You know what I mean? That shit is hard. That's hard to deal with. Then you got children that you got to worry about, and you know what I'm saying? So now, you can't even really feel how you feel because now you got to worry about how that's going to affect your children. That's a lot. That is a lot to deal with. A lot. So we got to do better. We have to tackle our issues. If you got babies already, you know what I'm saying? Tackle them. Let your children see you actively, you know what I'm saying, fixing yourself. And be honest with them about that as well. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people that got babies think, you know what I'm saying, folks that ain't got kids and saying, but I'm telling you, your children, you do not need to coddle them. This world they live in a fucked up ass world, and you can't save them from it. You have to prepare them for it. You have to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you to tell, your children all your intimate, details about what you and your spouse or whatever is doing. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to big things, serious things that affect everybody, you need to let your children know. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? I come from a super duper blended family. My mom just had me. She married a man with other children, you know what I'm saying, who had other mothers. So, each mom, had their own way of life, their own way of thinking, their own things that they had going on. And see, when I came into, to the situation, I was told that we're all family, we're all one, blood means nothing, you know what I'm saying, we one big happy family. So my perspective of what family is there's no secrets. Everybody in my family know, at least people that are close to me now, pretty much know everything about me. Not my, not the intimate, certain things, intimate about me. But I'm saying, but there any ailment that I have going on, anything like that, anything I feel like, family should know about me. You know what I mean? If anything was to ever happen to me physically, hospital, anything like that, my peoples would know about it. You know what I'm saying? If if anything happened to me that I know could possibly affect the people around me, I'm going to tell them because they're my family. Your family is supposed to be the people that, know you in and out and love you regardless. At least that was always my perspective of what family was supposed to be. Well, I learned differently. I found out, I ain't going to say what, but I found out a family wasn't obviously not my family secret. found out some things about my step pops and whatever, and I felt like it was my duty, you know what I'm saying, as a sibling, you know what I'm saying, to inform my siblings about it. Now that I'm an adult, you know what I mean, I kind of have a 50-50 attitude about it. But then I wasn't supposed to tell that. I wasn't supposed to reveal that information. That was supposed to be a forever secret. But that changed the dynamics of my siblings' perspective on themselves, because I told them that. And to be quite honest, it wasn't a really huge thing, but to them it was. So this is what, and this is part of the reason why I relate to them the way that I do. Because if I can't tell you certain things, like, you know what I'm saying, if it comes down to whose parent is who and who's doing what, if I can't confide in you with that, if my family, if I have to wait until I'm 50 years old to find out some important shit about you, we're not family. That's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're talking about sicknesses. I got family members who have been sick and they died because they didn't tell nobody about it, because they were trying to hide that they were sick. And had they told somebody, we could have done something about it. Now, I know certain people feel like, you know, that's their business, that's their life. Everybody has a choice. I can dig all of that. And this is why I deal with people the way that I do. Because no, you cannot be living with cancer and don't tell me that shit and I love you. I don't rock like that. There's no way that you have something like that going on with you and you call me your family and you don't tell me that. And you only tell me once the doctor, you know, tells you you're at stage 4 and now I can't do shit and I just got to, you know what I'm saying, wait for you to die. That shit is cruel. That's my opinion. That's cruel to me. Because you understand, you are important to people. You know, your life means something to other people. You being gone is going to affect people. And how can you say you have a family and you love, and you know what I'm saying, and you keep that from them? And it's a lot more to death than just you dying. That, you know, it becomes a financial situation, all types of stuff. And we do that in our community a lot, and it's not healthy. This is what I mean. We don't have that village raises a child. We don't have that value for one another. Because how could you not tell the people in your family, how could you not tell them that? How could you hide that? I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you be ashamed of something like that from your peoples? Can't tell you how to feel about outside folk, but your peoples, that's what we're here for. We're supposed to help each other. I know somebody right now, had we known about them, we could have saved them. Whether we shipped their ass the yada or a Dr. Sabi or whatever, something could have been done. But we wasn't given the chance to do that. That stuff like that doesn't sit well with me. You know what I'm saying? I can't control how other people handle their stuff. So this is why I deal with who I deal with, and I deal with people accordingly. Because I'm an extremely passionate person. I cannot say, you know what I'm saying, that when I say that I love you, I mean that shit in every form of fashion. And it ain't got nothing to do with romance. Period. Love, period. If I say that to you, I mean that. Especially if you're in my close vicinity of a person. Yeah, nah, I mean that. I will sacrifice things to make sure you are right. You know what I'm saying? I can be hurt. Something that you do can hurt me. But if I fuck with you like that, I will find some kind of compromise with, even though I ain't do shit, I will find some kind of compromise, some way to, maybe I could have thought about it differently, or maybe had I not said this, or maybe if I picked a better time to come at you, then, you know, maybe it wouldn't have happened that way. That's how I think when it comes down to people that I care about and that I want in my life. Right or wrong, I try to figure out what it is that I can do to, you know, to even help you not be that way. That's how I rock with the people that I care about. Because Once you're eliminated out of my life, that's a wrap. So I hang on to, you know what I'm saying, my relationships as hard as I possibly can. I give every chance possible, because once I let go, that's a done deal. So we got to do better. We absolutely have to do better. And it starts from when we're kids. It starts from the beginning. You cannot write, though, you can't write a book until you until you have the first chapter down. So we've been writing these books with, you know what I'm saying? And we haven't been finishing these chapters. So we got to go back and we need to do some revision on ourselves so we can be reborn. I saw a lot of rebirth. You know what I'm saying? People saying rebirth in the comment feeds earlier. We absolutely need, we need to be we need to be reborn. That's definitely what needs to be done. We need to go, and we see it all the time. Every show you watch, you know what I'm saying, on TV that has to do with therapy, they say this all the time. So we have to start applying that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not telling you to go spend $1 million on a shrink or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Find somebody that you trust to help you with that. And trust yourself. That's another thing. We don't trust nobody. We feel like being vulnerable to people, you know what I'm saying, is just going to have them use that against us. I remember my king told me this once when we first got together. You know what I'm saying? Like, he refuses to show weakness, because as soon as he does, people going to jump all over that. That's why that's why he's a hard ass all the time. Because he has it embedded in his mind, you know what I'm saying, that any, you know what I'm saying, show of emotion, or, you know what I'm saying, that is considered weakness to the outside world, especially being a black man in the South. That's how he moves. You know what I mean? And in one form of fashion, I understand that. But at the same time, that's not always merited. You know what I'm saying? And he's more than that. Trust me, I know. Because he don't act like the angry black man when he's with me. At all. So you have to be in the right environment to be free to do that. And it needs balance. You should be able, you know what I'm saying, to be vulnerable in some ways and to show kindness and be in all that and still be able to check a nigga, you know what I'm saying, if they try them. We need balance, man. You can't just be, I have a homegirl's the same way. She got, all the girls that you say got attitudes all the time, always got a, mean face. She's the same way. She's been hurt a whole bunch of times. So she already has her armor on. She lets you know from dip, I'm not to be fucked with. My face says it. So if you about to come with some bullshit, I'm not the person that don't even say hi to me. And she does that on purpose. As a matter of fact, she doesn't even do it on purpose. That's just her. And you know what I'm saying? People are like, why are you friend me? She's not mean at all. She's cool as shit. But that is her automatic defense mechanism now. Now, for some dudes, it's attractive to them. It seems like a challenge for them. You know how men are sometimes. So I could put a smile on her face kind of thing. I can smooth her out and whatnot. Many have tried. Y'all keep trying. You know what I'm saying? But she does that, you know what I mean, to defend herself. And she don't know that it might be, you know what I'm saying, the man that she really wants, that I really, want to see what she's about. But because she got this snarl on her face, they not even with the shits. It's honestly the fuck niggas that want to deal with, with her with the attitude. They want to try to tame her. But real men, you know what I'm saying, that might really want to see some substance in her, you have a negative aura about you because you look mean. So he's not going to approach you. Now again, she has that attitude. Her having that attitude was merited. But you know what I'm saying, she doesn't know how to turn it on and off. See, certain people deserve that attitude and certain people don't. So instead of her even giving them the benefit of the doubt to figure out which one that is, she just gives you the negative off top. And that may be hurting her in certain ways. And this is all that I mean. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to mess up your own blessings. You don't want to sabotage yourself because you're trying to protect yourself. It's understandable, but it's not suiting you. It's not helping you in your adult life. So that defense mechanism helped you as a child. This new one needs to help you as an adult. You need to find a new one. And that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's going to be better for you, your loved ones, your babies, because now you get to teach them as well, because y'all don't understand that. Y'all walking around with these defense mechanisms, you're teaching your children that's how they're supposed to live life too. And see, your children didn't go through what you're making sure that your children didn't go through what you went through, but yet you are teaching them that aura and that behavior coming from what you went through. I know you don't see it that way, but that's what it is. This is why I tell people you shouldn't be in relationships and marry folk that you don't need to be with. Because, yeah, you might be going through the motions, but you're not teaching your children what love looks like, what happiness looks like. That's not that, you know what I'm saying? You think you're giving them structure in some form of fashion, you are, but you're not teaching them how to be in a relationship. You know, like that's how you learn that. You're not born knowing what to do with the opposite sex. You watch your parents and how they deal with the opposite sex. And that's how we form on what we like, how we want to do things, how we don't want to do things. You are the direct, you know what I'm saying, model for that. You know what I mean? So, you know, those families where they all kissy and lovey and slapping asses in the kitchen and getting caught in all of that. You know, the husband bringing flowers, opening up doors, all of that jazz. Mom in there cooking, singing, doing all that stuff. This is how their children grow up, you know, feeling like that's what they're supposed to do. And in the same, if you and your spouse, you know what I'm saying, are walking around like y'all business partners, no love, no affection, just hi, bye, lay in bed, get up. That's what you're teaching your kids. That's what they're supposed to do with their significant others. Y'all don't think about that. You just thinking about the motions that you're doing and that your child has two parents in the home. That's what kids need. So as long as they have two parents in the home, we good. Nah, not if there's no love, not if there's no structure, not if there's problems and abuse. No, it's not. Your child is supposed to thrive in, you know what I'm saying, in a healthy environment, whatever that may be. It needs to be healthy. I told you all the time, my mama had a baby by you know what I'm saying, by a man with mental issues. He need not have been in my house. I'm very glad that he was not you know what I'm saying, played a major role in my life. I could be crazy right now. I don't know what their relationship would have been like. Like, what if he would have snapped or some crazy shit because of the pressure? Because that's part of the reason why he left in the first place. It was too much pressure for him mentally to deal with having a child. What if he would have taken that out on me one day while I'm crying? You know how kids, you know how babies are. You know, they cry to get your attention. So what if it was one of those, you know, in the early stages when I'm crying all night? You know what I'm saying? For whatever the reason is. And that nigga snapped on me. You know what I'm saying? Or offed himself because he couldn't deal, you know, with the pressure. Because at the time, according to my mom, my dad was alive, so he was pressuring him to marry me. My grandfather was pressuring him to marry my mom too. Y'all done had this baby, so now y'all gotta get, you know what I'm saying? Now y'all have to get married and all this other stuff and yada yada you and baka baka boo. And it was too much for him, so he fucking fell off the face of the earth. What if he would have tried to stay and hurt me or hurt my mom? Again, She had a baby by a man with mental issues, and not just him having mental issues, a line of mental issues. My grandfather had mental issues. I have an aunt right now who's been in a sane asylum for 30 years. I have another aunt who killed herself before I was born. Was my father really the person that needed to be in my home as a child? Or was he just, you know what I'm saying, the seed that needed to be planted for me to be me? All about perspective. All right. So we got to deal with these traumas. We have to deal with these choices. We have to be accountable. We have to start being mindful of what we do, how we think, especially when it comes down to, bringing life into this world. You know what I'm saying? I do give thanks, LaClutch, and that's the point that I'm making. I give thanks, you know what I'm saying? But people tend to say, you know what I mean, about what is proper for a child. You have to be have two parents in the home. You have to do this, you have to do that. No, children have to have a healthy environment, whatever that is. We put these specific stipulations on what happiness or what is good for a kid, and everybody's different. That's the point I'm trying to make. You know what I'm saying? My mom choosing to not chase after my dad was the best thing she could have ever done. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to make this dysfunctional, you know what I'm saying, relationship that really wasn't even a relationship work. She didn't even know that man. They were just supposed to be my parents. They, whatever is in her, mixed up whatever is in him, was supposed to mold together and break and make me. That's all that was supposed to be about. And I'm cool with that. That doesn't make me less than anybody who has two parents. And this is what I'm trying to get at. Because, again, we have these quote-unquote standards about what is a family dynamic is supposed to be. And if it don't go through, there's a lot of people trying to live up to these standards and making terrible choices. That's the point I'm trying to make. Whatever your environment is for your child, it just needs to be healthy. That means that the parents need to be happy. The parents need to be on one accord. Whatever it is they got going on. If the mama need to be by herself and get within self, then that's what mama need to do. If daddy need to do the same thing, daddy need to do the same thing too. Y'all have to be good individuals in order to be great parents. Your minds and your emotions have to be right in order to teach them to be right. So this is why you need to take care of yourself. This is why you need to make, when it comes down to love and all that, you need to make the proper choices. Having a baby does not make a relationship, so don't do that. And if what you truly want is that family married, then do what you have to do to not get pregnant before you do that. It's all about accountability. If you know that you want your child to be in a 2-parent home, if you know that's what you want, then you need to be 2 people in a home before that baby comes. You need to be living that life. Don't have a baby and then expect that after the fact. Because again, your emotions about that, how you feel about that, how you handle that, all that goes into your child. Whether you believe it or not. Everything you feel, everything you see, and I'm sure anyone who's had a baby can contest to that. Everything you feel, everything you see, hear, eat, and absorb goes into your child. I got an aunt right now, mean as fuck. You know why? My grandmother, at the time, from what my mom and my aunts have told me, when she was pregnant with her, that was the worst, you know what I'm saying, time for my grandparents' marriage. They were fighting the most. They were, and I'm talking about violently fighting, not just, I'm talking about fighting. That's why my aunt right now has a limp in her leg. She was born that way. Because from what I was told, my grandfather had kicked my grandmother. She was throwing some shit at him, some crazy shit. They were fighting. All of that rage, hurt, pain, all of that was embedded into her. And to this day, she's in her 50s. She's mean as fuck. My grandmother was mean through her whole pregnancy. My aunt has been mean her whole life. That shit is real. I know people who have everything going for themselves, but they're so insecure. Why? Because when their mamas was pregnant with them, they were insecure. They wanted to be with a certain man, and that man wasn't there, and all this other stuff. So all they was doing is crying and feeling sorry about themselves, and oh my God, and da 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 da, and all of that was birthed into her son. Now her son is almost 20 and some change. The boy still pees on himself. That's how that was his defense mechanism as a child. You know what I'm saying? When he was unsure, he was scared, he would pee. I'm sure people who have dealt with childhood development, you know what I'm saying, can contest to things like that. Well, this man is grown as hell and still does that. Had no issues with him being potty trained when he was a kid, but he's grown now, having sex, all of that. But when he gets into his mode and he's insecure about shit, he will pee the bed. Grown ass man. This shit is real, y'all. It's really real. And you got to tap into, you're going to have to tap into that little child, and you're going to have to fix that. Forgive yourself for taking the blame, whatever it is, because you cannot take responsibility for other people do. But you have to let that go so you can continue to thrive, so you can be the best you, and you can instill that into your children. We need that. All right, I wasn't supposed to be on here this long, but I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all giving me your time and hearing my thoughts. And like I said, childhood trauma is going to be the issue that I tackle. And if there's anybody that has ideas, if, you know what I'm saying, if you have experiences in that, because like I said, you know, I'm definitely going to do my research, but I want to get this from real life. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it a buck. There is no book that can teach me about childhood trauma. Only the people who have dealt with that, you know what I'm saying, can give me the right perspective. I don't want someone else looking at people with childhood traumas and then regurgitating to me back what they see. I want to speak to these people. I want their stories and I want their experiences and figure out how we can fix that. That's what I truly want. So like I said, if there's anybody that has any experience with this, whether it be personally or you feel like this is your calling as well, please hit me up. This is the thing that I want to tackle. We have to save us. And these babies need somebody to teach them something. So we got to fix us so we can teach them. It's imperative to all of our survival. All right. So I love y'all. Y'all got y'all show for the day. I got it in the morning time. And I'm going to finish what I started yesterday. And I'm going to sip on my herbs because I do not feel like I said, my body is very weak and not feeling too well today. But my spirit is high, as you can see. You know, I'm ready, you know what I'm saying, to fulfill my purpose in this life. All right, so I love y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Definitely tune in on Friday. I will be having an official show. I'm not sure. I have a couple of things that I've seen that I want to speak on, and we're gonna see which one I choose. All right. But I love y'all. Make sure you guys, I'm going to have to keep saying this, subscribe to the AMPspirationTTV YouTube page. Is on it popping. When I do my shows at 9, I will be making sure that I load those episodes at midnight for the next day, so you don't have to wait forever to see it. If you missed it on Facebook, you can absolutely get it on YouTube. So please subscribe. Ring ding a ding 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 that bell so you can get these notifications, so you ain't ever got to ever miss any inspiration, you know what I'm saying, on here. So make sure you do that. Subscribe, and hit that bell. I love y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's day. And of course, be inspired. Peace.